Jah Power family. Be king. Get free or die. Heavy is the head to wear the crown. Make sure y'all thumb up this video. Make sure y'all hit that little bell. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all ask me how can y'all help me make the channel grow. Y'all need to share this to y'all other social media pages. This is how you make the channel grow. We out here. We want to give you the right information, guide you and your family the right way so y'all don't fall into none of these traps that they got set up for you. Okay? And especially you. And I'm going to show you that in this lecture. Okay? Now, this one is called The Belly of the Beast. The Belly of the Beast, we not Americans. We not Americans. Just face it. Just face it. And I'm going to get into this throughout this lecture. I got 4 or 5 videos inside this lecture that I want to play for y'all. Again, thumb up this video. Thumb up this video. Hit that little bell and that subscribe button. Share it to your social media sites. Family, I promised y'all I was going to come with a full lecture this weekend. I made sure I put it together real fast for you. And this is a multitude and layers of information. It's layers of information. When we get through the end of this lecture, you should be a lot further along in your studies. Period. This right here is gonna wake you up. This right here is gonna wake you up. That's just facts. There's no way you could go through this whole lecture and don't feel different after it's over with. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start right here again. Thumb up that video. Thumb up that video. Thumb up that video. So this right here, now we gonna ease into it because people say, is it in the scriptures? Is it in the Bible and all of that? Yes, it's in the Bible. Yes, it's in the Bible. And I'm gonna show you that. You see what I'm saying? And later on, we might get deeper off into some religious talk or whatever later. Because I got something on that I was looking through at this lecture. And I said, damn, there go a whole nother lecture right there I can put together with stuff ain't nobody never seen. So we're going to start right here at Ezekiel 37, 21 and 22. And said unto them, thus said the Lord, God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and I will gather them from every side and bring. Hold on, family. I'm going to have to. See, I'm getting in my way of myself. And bring. Okay, I'm out. Hold on, family. I'm out to chop out real quick and I might pop back in, but I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere because I want to get into this. And bring them unto their own land, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to all of them, and they shall be no more 2 nations, neither shall they be divided into 2 kingdoms anymore at all. So that's Ezekiel 37. What they're saying is the 2 separate nations, the diaspora and the ones in Africa, will one day come together again, no matter whether the Muzungus is on the planet, no matter what propaganda, no matter how many us he lock up, no matter how many us he kill, he cannot stop God's plan. Period. This is a divine, you know what I'm saying? A divine spiritual order of what's going to happen. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You can't stop what God has already in plan. Period. Period. Okay, this right here, Ezekiel 1 and 21. It says, then I said, I will come to thee to do, and spoke, saying, these are the horns that which have been scattered of Judah. So and that no man did lift up a head, but these are come to fray them. You see, cast out of the horns of the Gentiles, which lift up their horns over the land of Judah to scatter it. So, what this one is saying, again, I always tell y'all, and I play the Israelites over there in Israel, they gonna tell you when you go over there that you were stolen from Northeast Africa. That's your land. You were stolen. This is our forefathers' land, period. And this is what this is saying. And the Gentiles, which is Esau and all these Europeans or whatever done scattered Judah throughout the planet, period. And we done became afraid or whatever because of what we keep believing in, what they telling us. Now, I'm telling y'all, and I'm going to show y'all this throughout this lecture. And I'm going to show y'all this. Here you go, 12. It says, and shall he set up and the nations, and all shall assemble the outcast of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Isaiah 11 and 12. So one day, very soon, now, we will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. Black people in Europe, black people in the islands, black people that have been taken to America, South America, Mexico, every damn well. But one day we gonna be gathered to the four corners of the earth and we gonna go back home. Period. And they gonna, we done been dispersed throughout the four corners of the planet. This is what they're saying. This is exactly what they're saying. And so whether they wrote it after the slave trade, or whether they wrote it doing when they was doing the Arab slave trade, whichever one, we ain't in Africa no more. All right, so we are the lost tribe, period. All right, so side by side, Britain and America, Britannia, y'all got to understand that America is a colony of Britain. So the people that's calling themselves Americans ain't even really American. They just done conquered a land that belonged to somebody else. And I'm going to show you that too, because black people out here swearing they the people that they got the land stole from, some whatever, some copper dum-dums or whatever. So Britain and America is side by side. You will never see America. Because you, in the 48 laws of power, you never supposed to outshine your master. So you will never see America, going up against Britain or London. Any of that area right there, that's their mama. And they know that. You know that. I know that. They know that. They know that. You understand what I'm saying? We know that. See what I'm saying? So you ain't no American. This is a colony. You see what I'm saying? This is Europe, Africa, and the Americas going in on one, country. We talking about particularly North America this time, but Britain on all this shit. So we gonna go right here. This is Dr. John Henry Clark's Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust. Now I was in here earlier reading the book Without Sanctuary or whatnot, because I was gonna use some of the images, but we gonna do a part 2 to this. Belly of the Beast, We Not Americans. Soon we're gonna do another one to this, and the images that I didn't get to use in this one we'll use in the next one. But go get both of those books, Without Sanctuary, and you better go get Christopher Columbus, The African Holocaust, by the great Grand Master Teacher, Dr. John Henry Clark. So right here. So we never asked the question, because we've been taught in the West that our history began with slavery. You understand? But we never stopped to sit down and think and say, well, hey, what went on before the slave ships showed up? We never really went into that information because we too embarrassed of our own true heritage, which is Africa. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why we embarrassed of it is because of Sambo and all that negative propaganda, the cannibals or whatever on the cartoons, they cooking the white man in the big pot, or the explorer in the big pot. They about to eat him or whatever. All of that, made us embarrassed to be African. Made us embarrassed to be African. They show all the Africans is super black, with big pink lips or whatever. And we used to go to school. They used to call us African booty scratcher. They used to pick on our beautiful nappy hair that coil like the golden ratio. You see what I'm saying? They picked on us about all that. You see what I'm saying? They would call us porch monkeys. And I remember all those words when I was growing up. And so we became embarrassed of our own African heritage. So slavery, not a new concept. In the 7th century and in the 600s, spread Islam, which increases the slave trade across the Sahara and the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean. For justification of non-Muslim belief, prisoners can be brought and sold if they do not have Muslim beliefs. You see what I'm saying? So from 650 to 1600, 17 million Africans was transported throughout the Muslim land in North Africa, on into Arabia and on into certain areas of what they call Western Asia or whatever. So black people, got this belief that, slavery, started with the Europeans. That's not true. The Arabs was in the slave trade 1,000 years before any European. And then they always say, well, the Africans sold us. But why did they sell you? It says right here, Muslims, but believe non-Muslims can be brought and sold as prisoners, period. So the Africans that's in West Africa that sold the black Americans and the diaspora or whatever were Islamic. And in the Islamic tradition to this very day right now, that's why we see what's going on in Mauritania, Sudan, Arabia, all in that area where they buying and selling African steel, is because they are non-Muslims. And if you're not Muslim, that's why blacks in America right now do not like Islam. The majority of black Americans are Christian, which proves you was involved in the slave trade, period. And so, did the Africans sell us? Yes. But it wasn't. You can't blame them because it just say right here in the 7th century, in the 600s, spread the increase of slave trade with Islam. So they was already indoctrinated in West Africa and all of Islamic countries, to enslave. You see what I'm saying? And the Europeans bought guns in Rome. So the death toll from the slave trade, the African Holocaust, 60 million dead at the hands of white Christian imperialism. I told people, I said, Christianity is a religion of hate. That's why that sister, couldn't accept that God was black. The one I was talking about a month or so ago, that I was trying to marry, which I dodged the big ass bullet. I dodged the bullet the size of a goddamn atomic bomb. See what I'm saying? But see, they'll argue amongst each other. You see what the Christians, was Jesus real? And they don't understand, but that's the same argument that they was having when, they was killing amongst each other. And we got caught up in that shit. And see, we be afraid to say we African, sometimes, because we don't want to say that we took an L. We got our ass whooped in the war, and we the prisoners of that war. Period. Your God versus my God. That's all that it is. And you see the people in East Africa, a lot of them is Christian. But then you look in West Africa, North Africa, a lot of them is Muslim. So you see what I'm saying? So if I ain't got the same God as you coming in with it, because some of us had some Christian beliefs before we came to the Americas. Similar, but we all had first, before any of those religions, our true African indigenous religions. We didn't know nothing about no white Jesus or none of that shit didn't exist. It ain't real today. Period. So 60 million are dead at the hands of white imperialism, Christian imperialism. So you got down on your knees. And he told you to get down on your knees. And he gave you that Bible. Because he seen all that diamond, gold, and land you had. Shout out to Jomo Kenyatta. And then you got down on your knees and prayed. And he said, Lord, bless this heathen. And closed his eyes. And you know, when you opened your eyes, he had all the diamond, gold, land, and all the pretty black women. And you was had the Bible or whatever. See how I tricked you? See how I tricked you? And this all is a game of the same thing. They got you caught in the rapture. See, they didn't come with the military first. They came with them Catholic priests and them nuns, and then they went and grabbed some little white boy from Rome or whatever and put him on a little dress that go all the way down, so when it walked, it looked like he floated. And then you could take a Jesus today to Africa or anywhere black people at in the world and just give them a beard and some long hair and put them on one of them white roads. All the black people gonna be running around begging on their knees, talking about they done seen Jesus. Period. So, speech delivered by Willie Lynch on the banks of the Virginia River in 1712. So what had happened was, as they bring in Africans from the motherland, you know, down to the islands or whatever, the islands was a holding port for the Europeans that didn't want to go all the way to Africa to get some slaves. They could just shoot down to the islands a couple of hours and shoot back. You see what I'm saying? But you had to pay more because of the convenience of it being a shorter trip. But what the European realized that the Africans, that they would take in one bunch, say they went to Central Africa and stole, you know, a bunch of Africans or whatever, a bunch of those Africans spoke the same language. So they like, hold on, this shit ain't right. We supposed to be goddamn, you know, we on the bottom of this shit and shit. And so the Africans would fight back, i.e. Amistad or whatever. So the Africans would fight back. And so Willie Lynch devised a plan for all the slaveholders. He said, look, what you do is that as soon as you grab the Africans or whatever, take the babies away from them, separate them all. Put the babies in one cell, put the men in one cell, put the women in one cell. You see what I'm saying? That right there, or divide them right there. So they were dividing up the black family even before we hit the shores of the Americas. Period. So you wonder why today black people don't have a lot of families or whatever. You see what I'm saying? I'd be shocked, even me, to see, you know, a black couple with some kids walking in the grocery store today because of this Willie Lynch program is still going on. So he delivers a speech in 1712 and he say, look, fellow slave owners, and I damn near can remember. It. And he teaches how, you know, again, how you separate them. And you take the brown ones, the ones that's a little bit darker, you separate them. You take the little light-skinned ones, you separate them. You take the brown ones and you separate them. And that's the most separation that they did on our people. The reason why we act, all of that come from Willie Lynch. All of it. You see what I'm saying? All of it. Because people will say, oh man, Willie Lynch ain't real. Where the hell the letter come from? Who wrote the letter? Even if he wasn't real, the tactics that's in that letter, the United States used on you to corrupt your mind, steal your African religions, your African heritage, your African speech, your African culture, your African cooking, just so he can remain in power as your master. He had to dehumanize you. To get you, you know, to bow at his fucking feet. Knowing majority of us came from great kingdoms like Mali. You see what I'm saying? Sanko Ray or whatever. The great Mali Empire. See what I'm saying? And so That's what they done. So they took the slaves and separated them all in all these different categories. Black people right now today fighting with colorism, fighting with the insecurities about being, black or whatever. They on the internet making videos all day why the black family can't get along, why they swirling and all it. This all came from Willie Lynch. And so the Africans that they brought to the Americas was under the age of 16. Majority of the Africans, us, that was brought from the islands and in Africa, again, they were separated once they got to the islands, was under the age of 16. So you was a child. Not everybody. 70% were children that they brought to, so they could put whatever in your mind that they wanted to. I got a video right here coming up. And I'll thumb up this video because this shit heat. This shit heat. And it's clicking. You see with a thumb up this video, subscribe to this channel, and listen to this right here.
Such a state, and you are honest. If not, the temptation of your soul is bound to make you dishonest. This applies to the king and the peasant alike. All peoples are struggling to blast their way through the industrial monopoly of races and nations, but the Negro as a whole has failed to grasp its true significance and seems to delight in filling only that place created for him by the white man. The Negro who lives on the patronage of philanthropists is the most dangerous member of our society because he is willing to turn back the clock of progress when his benefactors ask him so to do. No race in the world is so just as to give others, for the asking, a square deal in things economic, political, and social. Men who are in earnest are not afraid of consequences. No one knows when the hour of Africa's redemption cometh. It is in the wind. It is coming. One day, like a storm, it will be here. When that day comes, all Africa will stand together. Any sane man, race, or nation that desires freedom must first of all think in terms of blood. Why? Even the Heavenly Father tells us that without the shedding of blood, there can be no remission of sins. Then how in the name of God, with history before us, do we expect to redeem Africa without preparing ourselves, some of us to die? I pray God that we shall never use our physical prowess to oppress the human race, but we will use our strength physically, morally, and otherwise to preserve humanity and civilization. For over 300 years, the white man has been our oppressor, and he naturally is not going to liberate us to the higher freedom, the truer liberty, and the truer democracy. We have to liberate ourselves. Every man has a right to his own opinion. Every race has a right to its own action. Therefore, let no man persuade you against your will. Let no race influence you against your own. The greatest weapon against the Negro is disorganization. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. At no time within the last 500 years can one point to a single instance of the Negro as a race of haters. The Negro has loved even under severest punishment. In slavery, the Negro loved his master. He safeguarded his home, even when he further planned to enslave him. We are not a race of haters, but lovers of humanity's cause. Mob violence and injustice have never helped a race or a nation, and because of this knowledge, as gathered from the events of ages, we as a people in this new age desire to love all mankind, not in the social sense, but in keeping with the divine injunction, man, love thy brother. This is the watchword of this age. For us as a race to remain, as we have been in the past, divided among ourselves, parochializing, insularizing, and nationalizing our activities as subjects and citizens of the many alien races and governments under which we live, is but to hold ourselves in readiness for that great catastrophe that is bound to come, that of racial extermination at the hands of the stronger race, the race that will be fit to survive. Humanity takes revenging crime from one age to the next, according to the growth and development of the race so afflicted. But the perpetuation of crime, revenge, and retaliation will not save the human race. Europe is bankrupt today, and every nation within her bounds is endeavoring to find new openings, new fields for exploitation. That exploitation that will bring to them the resources, the revenue, and the power necessary for their rehabilitation and well-being. We are living in a strenuous, active age. Men see, not through the spectacles of sympathy, but demand that each and every one measures up in proportion to the world's demand for service. The attitude of the white race is to subjugate, to exploit, and if necessary, exterminate the weaker peoples with whom they come in contact. They subjugate first. If the weaker peoples will stand for it, then exploit. And if they will not stand for subjugation nor exploitation, the other recourse is extermination. If the Negro is not careful, he will drink in all poison of modern civilization and die from the effects of it. There can be no peace among men and nations so long as the strong continues to oppress the weak, so long as injustice is done to other peoples. Just so long will we have cause for war and make a lasting peace an impossibility. Hungry men have no respect for law, authority, or human life. I am not opposed to the white race as charged by my enemies. I have no time to hate anyone. All my time is devoted to the upbuilding and development of the Negro race. When nations outgrow their national limits, they make war and conquer other people's territory, so as to have an outlet for their surplus populations. The world does not count races and nations that have nothing. Point me to a weak nation, and I will show you a people oppressed, abused, taken advantage of by others. Show me a weak race, and I will show you a people reduced to serfdom, peonage, and slavery. Show me a well-organized nation, and I will show you a people and a nation respected by the world. The battles of the future, whether they be physical or mental, will be fought on scientific lines, and the race that is able to produce the highest scientific development is the race that will ultimately rule. Let us prepare today for the tomorrows and the lives of the nations will be so eventful that Negroes everywhere will be called upon to play their part in the survival of the fittest human group. Let us, in shaping our own destiny, set before us the qualities of human justice, love, charity, mercy, and equity. Upon such foundation, let us build a race. I feel that the God who is divine, the almighty creator of the world, shall forever bless this race of ours, and who to tell that we shall not teach men the way of life, liberty, and true happiness. Day by day we hear the cry of Africa for the Africans. This cry has become a positive, determined one. It is a cry that is raised simultaneously the world over because of the universal oppression that affects the Negro. All of us may not live to see the higher accomplishment of an African empire, so strong and powerful as to compel the respect of mankind, but we, in our lifetime, can so work and act as to make the dream a possibility within another generation. Chapter 2. Propaganda. We are living in a civilization that is highly developed. We are living in a world that is scientifically arranged, in which everything done by those who control is done through system, proper arrangement, proper organization, and among some of the organized methods used to control the world is the thing known and called propaganda. Propaganda has done more to defeat the good intentions of races and nations than even open warfare. Propaganda is a method or medium used by organized people to convert others against their will. We of the Negro race are suffering more than any other race in the world from propaganda. Propaganda to destroy our hopes, our ambitions, and our confidence in self. Slavery. Slavery is a condition imposed upon individuals or races not sufficiently able to protect or defend themselves, and so long as a race or people expose themselves to the danger of being weak, no one can tell when they will be reduced to slavery. When a man is a slave, he has no liberty of action, no freedom of will. He is bound and controlled by the will and act of others, as of the individual, so of the race. Slavery is not a condition confined to any age or race of people. Slavery has been since man, in a different distribution of himself, scattered here, there, and everywhere, has grown and developed, wherein one race will become strong and the other race remains weak. In such a state, and you are honest.
And so you see, hold on.
The temptation of your soul is bound to make you dishonest.
You pause right here.
This applies.
And so you see, Marcus Garvey foretold the future. He said that we was gonna become, obsolete in America, and that they, the dominant society like to say, gonna oppress, the darker and weaker races, period. And now we at a point that we just feeding on each other. We cannibalizing each other, frustrated with each other, instead of looking at the true problem. Just like he said, we done been destroyed by propaganda. That's why I started out. See, the dominant society with that, with their propaganda, which Dr. Clark say the Bible is the biggest piece of propaganda ever created. You see what I'm saying? And that's done destroyed the mind of black people. You are being controlled by your outside entity through the image of Caesar Bordeaux. Caesar Bordeaux. And see, and Marcus Garvey foretold that. And they use propaganda to specifically target black people. So what is them sitcoms that's on? Blackish, mixed-ish. Orange is the new black. Where all the niggas in prison, they wearing orange or whatever. They destroying you with propaganda. They trying to tell you, clean that black shit up, nigga. You're too black. Mixed with a white person, nigga, becoming ingratiated into white society. Clean that nigga African shit up. That's what he is saying. That's what he is saying through that propaganda. Mixes, blackish, become more Europeanized. You see what I'm saying? If not, orange is the new black. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't clean this shit up and get your mind right, black people, black man, black woman, they gonna put your children in that prison. $40,000 for each prisoner with 400 rooms in it equal $4 billion. Do you understand me? Orange is the new black, nigga. Get used to your ass being in prison. Don't you better not do shit illegal over here. You are behind enemy line. Period. This is the belly of the beast. Hashtag we not Americans. Period. We not no Americans. So you can just get that out your mind. You just get that out your mind. Hold on. Because we missed one. There we go. There we go. Let's keep rolling. I told y'all to never accept the white man's propaganda as being true. Because those that do become his slave, but most of have. Period. I told y'all, and he said, listen, he said not to accept this people propaganda. The Bible, everything that he put in TV, everything he put in his history books, don't accept none of that shit that he say about you. That's why you got to start your history off with slavery. Period. Listen to this. This Martin right here. That was Marcus Garvey. This Martin right here. I told y'all to never to allow your oppressors to cause you to hate on your own people. But that's exactly what most of y'all have done. Period. Now, this Malcolm. Now, listen to this. And I told y'all to never trust the white man because it will have you loving your oppressors but hating the oppressed. I also told y'all don't allow your enemies to educate your children. Period. 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 To educate your children. Then he says, but most of y'all didn't listen. And now look. See what I'm saying? So all the grandmaster teachers done told y'all, what not to do. You see what I'm saying? They told you what not to do. Now we just now getting warmed up. Thumb up this video. Share it to your social media sites. Because majority of these people out here believe this way. They believe in the white man propaganda. They believe that their history started with slavery. They believe America is heaven. They believe that the only way they're going to see freedom is if they die. They believe that they can, some kind of way be a prominent American one day. They believe that they slave master gonna love them one day and promote them into, divine status in America. And they believe one day that the white man gonna give them reparations. They believe one day that the police won't beat them down when they see them in the street. They believe one day that white supremacy won't reign supreme in America. That's what you believe. But the master teachers is telling you the opposite. I told y'all not to believe shit coming out these people's mouth. They be lying. Period. That just a short right there. Period. That's exactly what they were saying. So right here, this is what they saying your history started with. Niggas cluttered up in a bottom of a ship hull, shitting on and doo-dooing on each other. You know what I'm saying? And y'all was chained up or whatever. And y'all niggas was in Africa in some tents and some little huts or whatever, rolling around in the mud, running up and down some trees and shit. This is what they done taught black people about their history. You don't know nothing about history, Negro. But until you get your hit, Malcolm El Malik Shabazz said, our greatest weapon is history. Period. If we don't get that history thing right, we gonna forever be on the bottom. Because you gotta know what happened to you. You gotta know, to know where you going. See what I'm saying? If you fall off that bike, and just because your knees skint up, you got to get back up and keep riding and shake that shit off. And don't be embarrassed that you lost. That's all it is. You got to accept the ass whooping. Y'all niggas is like crack addicts or whatever. Can't accept, to talk about your L, Negro. You need a psychiatrist. We need mental reparations, period. We forgot that we was a divine people that come up out of kingdoms, not no vagabond servant to no one. All right? So listen to this video. Talk to him, Doc. Because they don't listen to me.
Blackout. You see, that's the difference in you and me. You say it was a blackout. It was not. It is always black. If the sun don't come, you got a black out. Everything is black. You understand? If you're white and the sun don't come, you got a black out. I can't tell you white in the middle of the night when the light is off. Because black is constant. So when you say they don't like me because I'm black, they don't like me because they're white. You see, how can they not like me when I've given to the world the foundation of the concept of a deity? I've given the world writing. I've given the world the concept of high culture you call civilization. It isn't that they don't like me. It's that they can't deal with me.
Exactly. Exactly. They can't deal with us. They can't deal with us. See, the strength of the team is in each individual member. The strength in each individual member is in the team. Phil Jackson. See what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to work as a team. The strongest, the weakest link, you know, everybody is as strong as the weakest link. You see what I'm saying? So we got to sharpen each other still. You see what I'm saying? We got to build with one another. We out here saying, you know, when people they come in on the intro of their videos, they like peace, family. Peace, kings and queens and all that. But we not acting like kings and queens. We not acting like family. We acting like each other is the enemy. Instead of going chest to chest with this beast. And you don't want to do it. And see, y'all asking you, King, why you going to Africa, bro? Why you going to Africa? Because again, the strength of the team is in each individual member. The strength of each individual member is in the team. We only strong as our weakest link. So all that shit that's holding us back, all that dangerous ass rap music, all that shit, that propaganda and history that they teach, you need to overthrow that shit in your mind. The only thing that's going to do that if you study. Period. That's the only thing that's going to get you right if you study. Let me move on. See? Let me move on. So, the strength is in the team. What team you playing on? So, the average ancestry of the African-American population is 74% sub-Saharan African. Accept that. Learn about it. Study it. This is where mathematics come from. This is where Arabic come from. For you Islamic Negroes. This is where writing come from. This is where the first books come from. Period. I'm talking about a physical book, the way you see it today, come from that area. Sub-Saharan Africa or whatever. You know, the Negroes, who everybody don't know about. See, you hate yourself. And then, you know, the 22%, I got a lecture for that. The European ancestry and the black diaspora, and we'll do it. We'll do it. I want to come in live and do that one because I'm about to check Negroes when I do that. And then you got 2% some other shit. And then you got 1% Native American because these Negroes out here, you know, done accepted the propaganda of the white man and done tried to turn it into some kind of little cult or some shit. You know what I'm saying? They only exist on the internet. It only exists on the internet. You come out here in the real street, we'll beat your ass. Period. Physically. Straight up. Come out here with that shit, we whooping ass. Because we ain't got time to be going backwards, listening to some dum-dums with some fucking feathers in their head, trying to talk like they some wampa pigs and all that weak shit. They got they zoo type Turtle Island. They zoo type is a turtle. Motherfucker, the African zoo type is a lion and the elephant, nigga. Who's stronger? The strongest glyph in any land is the lion, period, or the elephant, period. So that we squash little ass turtles, nigga, for real. So I don't want to hear that shit either. Your ass an African, accept it, period, period. It don't matter. The Africans don't like us. I don't give a fuck. We still Africans, nigga, period. Not even them niggas in Africa can deny that, period. And we is coming home. Hold on, because I don't want to play this yet. Let me finish what I'm saying. They came up here. Yeah, leave it right there. Because they came out here talking about, is Africa ready for, I think it was Brother Nack Measy. He did a video with O'Shea now that I was supposed to be on, Brother Nack Measy. I was supposed to be on that video. But that's all right. We get up and do it again. But is Africa ready for the B1? Shit, is America ready for the B1? Shit, these niggas out here ain't ready to be B1 yet. You see what I'm saying? Because as soon as you accept, you know, yourself as a divine person and the gods and shit is black, that shit automatically make that Muzungu man the enemy, period. So, and they scared of that motherfucker, period. And this is why I'm like, nigga, I'm going to Africa. Y'all ain't gonna have my babies out here following. Y'all niggas is gonna be light skinned, light, bright, and damn near white in you know, in less than 30 years. Niggas is over here gonna be white. And the crazy shit is, majority of us still in our 20s and 30s, the youth. You see what I'm saying? So by the time this shit happen, we still gonna be on the planet to see it. So we gonna be the old folks looking at the young folks all light, bright, damn near white, out there shooting and LGBT and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You crazy. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna have my babies grow up over here in this belly of the beast. Period. 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 Cause y'all niggas can't stop the propaganda. Black media is not strong enough. We don't work together enough. It's helping out a little bit, a little teeny bit or whatever, but black media ain't strong enough to overthrow they propaganda, period. They spend billions and billions and billions of dollars to keep black people separate, to keep us stupid and arguing and fighting about all that crazy stuff from the past, all that crazy shit. You know, then we get to shooting and shit at each other and fighting and shit, and they just sit back in they big, you know, skyscraper or whatever, looking down at us like some ants down there struggling. And we fall for it every time. Now here you go right here. I'm gonna play it for you. Look at it. Here you go right here.
Oh man, he ain't in the game. Now tell me, don't you try black men got anything better than play games? Sure I do, but your sister ain't home. Give me the damn ball, man. Take it. Y'all some righteous brothers like yourselves might be able to help yourself, but I guess that ain't you. How cool with what? It's your community. That's who. Now maybe you ain't know, but another kid died today. Come on now, look, y'all, that's 3 this year. In the same spot. Damn straight. No Reverend Slocum, he's having another vigil. Put a stoplight in that corner. What I'm asking y'all is for some of you able black athletes to calm down and be observers on the cops. Take down some badge numbers. Don't like pulling a whole lot of shit. Too many eyes on. That's how y'all can help. Not by praying, but by watching. You think the police care anything about a bunch of black people praying? Now the community's been trying to get this stoplight put in since before my mother was a virgin. That's been a long time. Now you think City Hall really cares about a bunch of black people having another prayer vigil at some goddamn church? Not around. They gonna have it at church. Anyway. They're gonna march to the intersection. It's gonna be a peaceful protest. Hey, my mom was at that. I ain't fucking with no cops. They don't like us getting involved with none of that political shit. Look, some of us feel we shouldn't even interact with the white man. I mean, we are African, brother. That's right. Mother Africa's the only salvation. Look, you phony-ass bougie nigga. We ain't in Africa. We in Oakland. In Oakland, we got police brutality. We got the white man interacting his billy club upside the black man's head. That shit don't bother you. Why don't you take your skirt wearing ass back to Africa? Or what? Hey, come on. We don't want to go. Okay, we don't want to go. Go. What about you? What about you two? You were both there. You saw that kid. Yeah, I saw it. But what, man? You do live here, don't you? Yeah, I do live here. Then why don't you act like it, man? Come on. Just take a second. I promise I'm off.
Boy, this thing a movie. Thumb up the video, but that's us right there. That's us then, that's us now. And they sitting back just laughing, because that's the conversation in the hood every day. And then we hear, bah, 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 bah. I was hearing the shit last night. Now look, this what they do. Thumb up the video.
Don't shoot! Please don't shoot! I didn't do anything! I didn't do anything! Police lied. Said he was trying to steal a car. I didn't even steal my car.
See how they do? Thumb up the video. It's gonna keep rolling. I pot this shit out perfect, family. All right.
The police say Brother Denzel Dale was trying to steal a car. Then he leaped a fence and ran through a field of broken glass and oil. But when we checked, the bottom of his shoes were clean. If y'all knew Denzel, you knew he was in a car accident, that he walked with a limp, so he couldn't hop any fence. The police report says quite clearly Denzel was shot 3 times, but the coroner's report says Denzel Dow was shot 6 times. Who was those shots were in his arm, brothers and sisters? You know what it is? Brother Denzel had his hands up.
See? Y'all say we Americans. Boy, what the hell going on? They don't look like no Americans to me. They don't look like no Americans to me. They look like enemies of the state. Period. Behind enemy lines.
Yes, we have a group of the so-called revolutionaries in custody, caught red-handed robbing a local business.
Sir, how many
Now, when our witness gives us a positive identification, we'll be filing charges of armed robbery with intent to kill.
Sir, was anyone hurt?
I have no further comments.
Sir, excuse me, one more question. Just some shines, huh? Now they got their own newspaper.
Mother God. When they start this?
That comes out next week. A year ago, they didn't exist. Now they got chapters sprouting up all over the country. Now this. You know who was looking into reactivating the internment camp? He's not going to sit around with this peace movement and this black power thing. Get out of
See, he say he gonna interact the internment camps on niggas. Thumb up the video. This shit fire.
Easy to roughen little bad pigs, I'd say that.
Martin Luther King Jr. was killed tonight in Memphis, Tennessee, shot in the face as he stood alone on the balcony of his hotel room. He died in a hospital an hour later. Last night, he said this: I just want to do God's will.
I never heard nobody.
He's allowed me to go up the mountain. And I look over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy to say I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing anything.
Now, Malcolm X had made that speech. Where is the promised land? Where is the promised land? Look in your Bible. Flip to the back. It ain't America. It ain't Europe. It ain't Asia. It ain't the islands. It ain't none of that. It's Africa. Period. It's Africa. So he made that speech after he came back from Africa. Did you know that Martin Luther King went to Africa? No, because they not going to tell you that. Soon as he came back from Africa, said, my eyes have seen the promised land. My eyes have seen the glory. You see what I'm saying? I seen over the mountaintop. You see what I'm saying? Now, I might not get there with you, but my eyes done seen the glory. You see what I'm saying? He talking about Africa. Y'all misunderstood their speech, but you see what they do? You see what they do? They, soon as you get to trying to do something, first of all, we arguing in the neighborhood amongst each other about going to Africa, or we just, you know, Negro running around in the streets as thugs and gangsters and killers and shit. Or we nationalism or whatever. We doing all that chipping and chopping. We Israelites, we Moors, and we coppers, and we all this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And we sitting up here, and I'm gonna show you, Let me keep rolling. So in Genesis, this is 400 years is up. You see what I'm saying? It says, so in Genesis 15, 13, and 14, it says, God said to Abraham, your descendants will live in the land that is not their own, where they will be slaves and be oppressed for 400 years. But I will punish the nation they serve. And after they will come out with great wealth. You hear it? 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 God said to Abraham, your descendants will live in the land that is not their own, where they will be slaves and be oppressed for 400 years. But I will punish the nation that they serve. So that's talking to you. You serve America. Y'all are talking about we Foundation of Black Americans. We ADOS. And we proud Americans and all that shit today. So y'all serve the belly of the beast. And after they will come out with great wealth. See what I'm saying? So this is August 20th, 1619, when the first African slave was brought to Jamestown. Jah power. Be king. I'm telling y'all. Let's keep rolling. So mental slavery is the worst form of slavery. It gives you the illusion of freedom that makes you trust, love, and defend your oppressor while making enemies of those who are trying to free you and open your eyes. I'm telling you, that's me. So this them. So these are the proud Americans or whatnot. They running around here swirling, waving. I told y'all, which I'm gonna show in a minute, about the sister the other day that was in the store and she went outside and got into the truck. And that man had this flag right here on his truck. So we have failed. Mental slavery is the worst type of slavery. It gives the illusion of freedom. You see what I'm saying? And make you love and defend the ones that oppress you, and then hate the ones that trying to free your mind. For real. So let's go here. Just for you goofies.
An ironic footnote. In Indian territory, the 9th Cavalry was there to protect the 5 so-called civilized tribes against invasions by less domestic Indians. The 5 tribes were mainly successful farmers, aided greatly by their custom of keeping black slaves.
So these Negroes out here talk about they the Indians, don't know that the Indians own slaves too. So it says George Floyd. Hold on, let me rose it up. George Floyd isn't a wake-up call. The same alarm has been ringing since 1619. Y'all just keep hitting the snooze button. Facts. You just keep hitting the snooze button. You don't want to face the oppressor. That's just all that boiled down to. You scared. You got to get that fear out your heart. I told y'all. Majority of these people out here fear success. They fear it. But what you fear, if you conquer that fear, is freedom on the other side. That's just facts. So on the auction block in Fredericksburg, principal auction site in pre-Civil War days for slaves and property in 1884. All right, so let's keep rolling. So this is their auction block right here where they used to sell you. You see what I'm saying, in Fredericksburg or whatever, and it was no different than any other 50 other states, period. And this is what they done. See what I'm saying? This is what they done, and it's right there. You just not looking for it. Now listen to this. Thumb up this video. This is fire. This is the belly of the beast. We not American.
People and sell people. And again, I don't know if that's one of the topics at the top. That's a big topic. That's a big topic. It's a big topic. Well, if you didn't own slaves, it's not such a big topic.
Do you think that could be a factor at all in how we should view these monuments in the present day, given the fact that there's a large population of Americans who those monuments represent their subhumanness, they're not being human?
So do we squash it? Do we rewrite history? If you don't have some type of proof, then a generation from now, you'll have people arguing it, and it may just vanish.
But considering that for a great number of people in this country, those things represent deep trauma and great violence against people.
But haven't we got beyond that? How many people? Yeah. Well, how many people living in America today were slaves? How many people living in America today own slaves? It's roughly zero. So we should have got beyond.
But we don't have, I'll take myself for example, we don't have our last name, we don't have our religion, we don't have this tongue. I'm speaking with English.
This language is not my main language either.
Huh?
But you have great benefit.
Everybody in America has a benefit. It's the greatest country in the world.
But not everyone has the benefit of slavery, right?
Everybody living in America today has a great benefit and great opportunity.
The people of African descent in this country, people who are descendants of slaves, what benefit do they get from slavery?
They're here.
You're dying to own
Huh?
and sell people.
Huh?
And again,
So he's saying that, you know, he did you a favor by bringing you to the Americas. That's what he's saying. And then another, they was talking about, like they was talking about their monument, right? You know, the monuments that they got, the Confederate monuments, and, you know, the monuments, you know, that everybody was trying to snatch down, you know, during the protest or whatnot. The white man had a point. If you snatch all that shit down, it's going to be generations that don't understand that legacy. And y'all, you trying to wipe away your own history, though it is a painful history. I understand what you're saying. I'm not down for the monuments either. You know, I'm not, you know, when you drive down in any town, any city, you see the slave masters on top of a pedestal. They might be on a horse or they might just be standing there with a rope or something. Well, they standing over everybody looking down. You know what I'm saying? In any square, anywhere. You see what I'm saying? In America. So, you know, if you was American, like that white man was saying, oh, everybody in America has the same privileges. No, you don't. You don't have the same privileges as the whites. And how I can prove it, you try to run up there and run up to that Capitol building like they did. Man, they got it been, if it was 400 of y'all, it would have been 400 of you dead or either locked up. Period. They gave them, you know, probation or whatever. You know, they were just kidding around. They really didn't mean it, man. They were just knuckleheads. I swear to God, I heard them say on the news that them people that rushed the Capitol were just were some knuckleheads. They really wasn't threatening or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then I just seen where they looking for one of them for planting a pipe bomb. You see what I'm saying? But all you out here doing is asking them for reparations. You see what I'm saying? That's all you out here doing. You better keep doing. You better keep doing. You see what I'm saying? But you don't have to do it at the demise of nobody else. You see what I'm saying? Tariq Nasheed out here doing it to the demise of everybody else. You know, like, you know, they not going to get paid out the reparation money. The white man know who we is. He know exactly who he know the niggas. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he'll let all them other blacks over here. You see what I'm saying? But he ain't gonna pay them no reparations if you know the countries that they from owe them reparations. But that don't mean just because we gonna try to get ours up here that we beat down and talk down on our own brothers and sisters. Yeah, brothers and sisters, just because you ain't gonna get no reparations up here, that don't mean you don't supposed to be out there marching with the brothers and sisters in America. You supposed to be out there marching right with the brothers and sisters in America. I don't care whether you in New York. I don't care whether you in Wisconsin, because I just say there's some Senegalese out there in Wisconsin or something. See how they take our brothers and sisters out to them crazy Iowa, Idaho, and all these crazy states so we can't link up or whatever. But if you there, you supposed to be marching wherever you at. Man, they marched in Africa, but the brothers and sisters over here think the Africans, you know, don't like, you know, us or whatever. The ones that's over here when, you know, man, my time on this planet, that's so further from the truth. So, you know, if you over here, you are African or whatever, get out there and help for the cause, because we get reparations in America, that's gonna make it easier for Britain and France and all them to give it to y'all. And so, if we had the same opportunities as the whites, why did we have to create the Green Book? Why did we have to create the Green Book? Now, the Green Book is a book that blacks created, you know, over a certain amount of years compiling information, because back then blacks was tight. You know what I'm saying? No matter, because we beef today. Oh, I'm from Chicago. Oh, I'm from, Atlanta. And when they beef, or I'm from New York and I'm from Detroit, and they beat a beef about this shit. You see what I'm saying? But back in these days, in the 60s, 50s, and 40s and all that, we was more tight as a community, as a black community. We were then foundational black Americans, but we understood our African history. We understood that this ain't necessarily our country, but we was going to try to do the best that we can while we was here. But if we had those same opportunities, we would have to create this green book. So this green book is a compilation of all blacks from around America. Is the safe cities, states, and countries that you can be in. They had it red line with black people, sundown towns or whatever, where they couldn't even come outside, during the night. That, they got them up today. Sundown towns is up today. It says, that you better be in before sundown or you can be hung in America right now today. Period. That's facts. That's facts, and don't make me get into that. But this green book was the safe places where the black people could travel and vacation, and what movies they can go to without, that they can get in because they black or whatever, because you couldn't go into white theaters or whatever. But if we had the equal opportunities, it wouldn't have been no need for no green book. Y'all go look up this. It's a movie on the green book too. I ain't even watched it yet, but I've been into the history of it. You know what I'm saying? So black people could travel across the United States from east to west, from north to south safely, and go to the little black towns and the little black bars and the little black hotels, and even if it was a white hotel, it was cool for black people to be there, and they wouldn't burn your car while you're in there asleep or whatever. See? So we not no Americans. Thumb up this video. So here we is out here, protesting and pleading and for what we trying to do with reparation. Why is ending racism even a debate? Why is it even a debate? Like, I mean, at this late date in 2021, color, black and white, still reign supreme over the whole Americas and shit. The people of America, black, white, and everybody else that's here, still ain't grown up yet. This is a nation full of children acting like imbeciles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Patty. What type of dumbass motherfucker out here fighting over skin color? That's them. That's their propaganda. They want to do it. They want to hate who you is just because they ain't who you are. All right? So, again, the Native Americans owned slaves. Period. So, I don't know. Look at your ass right there. Talk about, oh, yeah, man, them my ancestors, pointing at the dude on the horse. He like, yeah, put these chains and shit around your arm so you can come. So, right here, you got the ghetto bitches and hillbillies. I told y'all, man. And look at them. They all got red, white, and blue and all that weave and all that shit. This is a disgrace. We have failed to the point of a damn near no return. We have failed to the point of no return. I don't see. There will be no unity in the belly of the beast. There will be no unity in the America. So all you nationalism, FBAs, and any of you Negroes that's pro-American and shit, see what I'm saying? These is your daughters out here dating old dusty white men. Nigga, this is the future of America. This is the belly of the beast. We not no Americans. Period. Now look at your dumb ass. Scooby-Doo is the black woman and shit. They got her. Look at you. Look at you. This is the future. This your daughter. This your daughter. Black man, this your daughter. Black woman, this your daughter. Yes, it is. This the what? They worship white people. That's just it. That's just it. The end goal of white supremacy is the same thing of that NFL player that beat up that black girl the other day. Bow to my feet. Bow, I have conquered you. I have conquered you. There it is right there, Scooby-Doo. You want a Scooby snack? You want a Scooby snack? A little trinket we gonna put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. Nigga, that's a Scooby snack. So, I'm red, black, and green. Black power for life, nigga. I ain't no red, I ain't no American, nothing, nigga. You ain't either. And you ain't either. You can keep trying to play around and, you know, dance and smile all you want. You gonna be a coon, nigga. Use a coon. Period. Period. It's black power. To the casket drop. I'm not turning my back on the ancestors for nothing. I'd rather be dead. Period. 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 So the white man teaches you your history. You welcome him with open arms. The black man teaches you your history. You scream, here they go with that black shit again. Here they go with that black shit again. See what I'm saying? You worship him. So, Lil Baby song, I don't forgot the name of, but he say, Lil Baby quote, I'm gonna quote Lil Baby say, it's bigger than black and white. It is, it's the system. So I agree with Lil Baby. It's the system. Motherfucker, y'all can hug and coon to the white people all you want or whatever until they take their goddamn Bible and Constitution and that flag and all them goddamn laws and take that shit and have a book burning. You gonna always be their slave, period. So I'm not only the emperor of Africa, I am the king of all Negroes everywhere, including those in the United States. Haile Selassie the First. Jah Rastafari. Jah Rastafari. Now, show me how many of y'all that heard Selassie said that shit, nigga. He said, I'm not only the emperor of Africa, all of it. All of it. I'm the king of all Negroes everywhere, including the United States. Nigga, period. And that is June 16, 1935. Haile Selassie the First. But y'all didn't listen. You went out there, you know, spiritual of white Jesus, whatever, and now look at you. You blind. Yellow hair is leprosy. Leviticus 13, 29, 30. If a man or a woman have a plague upon their head, they call that shit a plague. Oh, shit sound like, hey, have a plague upon their head or beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow hair, and then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scalp or whatever, dry scale, even of a leprosy upon the head or the beard. So you trying to copy the European. Now I told a sister this one time. I said, where do y'all get wearing yellow hair from? Because y'all ain't getting it from Africa. Because the sisters and brothers and sisters in Africa right now, you look on the walls of Egypt, too. You see them, they got blue hair, orange hair. You go to Ethiopia, they got orange hair, you know, blue hair, straight like right now today. But you don't know that, though. So who you copying? You copying the European, but you see your Bible say that is unclean. Your ass got leprosy. So look, I feel I have made integrated my people into a burning house. Martin Luther Jr. King. Period. White people, Arab, and now the Chinese want to own Africa. Black people want to own an imaginary heaven. So you go right back here to Martin Luther King. I fear he said this 2 weeks. 2 weeks after he made the I Had a Dream speech, he said, I feel I had integrated my people into a burning house. We forced ourselves on them. And now he look at you as a leech, a fucking parasite. That's what he look at black people as. But see, you don't want to know that. See, every other nationality in the world is know Africa is heaven, except you. You done been taught Africa is a trash dump, like Putin said or whatever. This is what you believe. And then, so when I tell you that Africa is the land, the Holy Land, which according to your Bible, if you ever pick it up with them brown pages, is Africa. But all them peoples is in Africa, but they tell you not to go and you listen to them. You want to stay over here and own the slave land where there's no resources. Whoever owned America gonna have to go around the world stealing, just like they do today with their military. Gonna have to go around the world stealing from other people. Period. This is how capitalism is ran. This is how it's always gonna be ran. If it ain't ran that way, America will fall. Period. And so we go right back here. So black home ownership, 41% in 1968. Today in 2020, 2018, it's the same thing, 41.2%. So y'all increased a point percent. Black incarceration done jumped off the Richter. The new orange is black. All right. The new orange is black. That's what that is. All right. There's 1,700, thousands of people in jail. That's black over here. Okay. But y'all sitting up here saying, you a proud American or whatever. Black unemployment done even went up. So it worked like a charm. After murdering, enslaving, and raping millions of them, we brutally converted them into Christians. Told them that God was white and that if they ever wanted to meet him, they had to forgive us for everything that we did to them, and they did. Some of them even fight to defend our false religion. Period. So it worked. It worked. The propaganda, there's no way that propaganda worked, because this way you at today. This way you at today. Each other is the enemy. Each other is the enemy. If y'all go watch the Black Panther movie, they got locked up. The one that I was just showing y'all, go watch that one. Dick Gregory playing the pastor, all them got locked up because they went out marching or whatever. And then they was in jail trying, talking that same shit. And we're like, man, what if we get some guns? Hell no. One of them said, hell no, black folks don't need no guns. You know what we'll do? They said, what? We'll start shooting each other with them. Now look today. So, all right, family, that was the last slide right there. Thumb up this video. There's no way you the same out, from the beginning of this video to the end. So watch the whole thing. Watch the whole thing. Thumb it up. Hit that little subscribe button, that bell, so you can know when the video's coming out. Because I'm telling you, when I come with a full lecture, I'm coming with that fire. I'm coming with that smoke. And this right here was more like a movie. This one was easy. This is one of my favorite ones. Because it was more like a movie. It just flowed smooth from the beginning to the end. For real. For real. But this where we at today, family. And what did they use? Propaganda. It worked like a charm. After we murdered, enslaved, raped millions of them, we brutally converted them to Christians and told them God was right. And if they ever wanted to meet him, they had to forgive us for everything that we did to them. And they did. Some even to fight to defend our false religions. Jah power. Be king. Get free or die. Heavy is the head to wear the crown.